YouTube, this is Vargas, and I am back again with another, the last part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles physical media collection. We went over the cartoon collections that I have, and the last thing to go over is the live-action movies. Like any popular franchise, they did release a couple of movies, which I own all of them. So let's get started. When I heard as a kid that they were going to do a live-action Ninja Turtles, my kid brain couldn't fathom how they would do it. I mean, they're mutant turtles, and this, well, it was kind of a stupid way to think if you think about it, because this was the during the 80s, the age of practical effects, where you could create all these cool creatures with practical effects and animatronics and the like. But still, I was like, how are they gonna pull off the turtles? They're like mutant turtles. I couldn't fathom how they would do it. And they released Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it blew my mind at how amazing they look. I love how the turtles look. I love how they move. It must have taken the actors that were inside the suits years, well, not years, but months of practice and how to move in the suits without being able to see because of all the animatronics. I would imagine they must not have been able to see very well. But I love the way the suits look. It blew my mind when I saw because they tease you at the start and when they're going to pop out. But when they do, they look amazing. To this day, I still love how these turtles look. And Splinter looked really cool. It has Elias Koteas. This is probably the first movie I saw him in, and I was like, he's awesome. I like him. So any movie he pops in, I always go, it's Casey Jones. But Elias Koteas is a great character actor. He's a great that guy actor. When you see him in a movie, he always brings his A game, and I love Elias Koteas. And I didn't much care for the girl that they got to play April. Shredder looked really cool. I freaking love how the Shredder looks. He looks like posing, and he beats the hell out of the turtles in this one. And it's a really dark movie. Raphael swears in this one. And they get their ass handed to them by the Shredder, and they come back, and they still get their ass handed to them by the Shredder and the Foot Clan. So, but yeah, I love this movie. I love this movie so much, and it was so popular. But unfortunately, our parents were complaining that it's too violent. My kid grabbed some nunchucks and he beat up his brother with the nunchucks and sent him to the hospital. So it had a lot of complaints in that aspect. So when they released the second one, a lot of the martial arts and the weapon usage was toned down, and it was actually given a more kid-friendly tone. But we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze, and the suits still look amazing. I still love how the suits work. I love how the actors inside the suits move and they interact, and it's amazing to see how much went into making this. This one had a lot of complaints from the fans because it get a lot more kid friendly, a lot more goofy, and a lot of people, I found out later, complained about the mutants introduced in this one because a lot of people wanted Bebop and Rocksteady, but they introduced two new mutants called Tokka and Rossar, and I freaking love Tokka and Rossar. Tokka is this giant turtle with spikes that he looks amazing. Oh my god, the design of Tokka is great. And Rossar is this wolf, and he looks kind of like a werewolf, but with a bigger mouth and more expressive eyes. And I liked werewolves when I was a kid, so I was like, holy crap, these guys are amazing. I love Tokka and Rossar, even though they were kind of goofy because they were supposed to be like kid mutants. Their intelligence hadn't developed yet, but they were amazing. Shredder's still imposing, and at the end, he gets mutated into Super Shredder, and I freaking love the look of Super Shredder. My only complaint is that he's not in the movie that much. He's actually portrayed by Kevin Nash, so he's big and imposing. But he's in the movie very little, right at the end, and he's only there for a couple of minutes. I wanted to see more of him. And the other complaint is that the toy for Super Shredder was like this big, and he looked ridiculous. I saw that NECA released a proper scaled Super Shredder. I would love to be able to afford that, but I can't. But if I ever could, I would definitely buy that Super Shredder figure. He looks great. And this, of course, has the Vanilla Ice musical segment of ninja, ninja, rap, ninja, ninja, rap. Totally not practiced and thrown right off the fly after seeing 4 mutants, turtles, and a mutated spiky turtle and a wolf. Totally not practiced. No, sir. But I still love this movie. A lot of people don't like it because it's too goofy, too kid friendly. I still love it. I love it. I will concede that this is the better made movie, but this for me is still great. I freaking love it. And Toka and Rasa are kick ass. Then news came out that they were going to do a third one, and that it was going to be set in Japan. I was like, that could work. Maybe they'll meet up with Usagi Yojimbo, I thought. It's the turtles who are ninjas going to Japan where samurais. It could work. A lot of people were complaining that they wanted to see Krang. They wanted to see Bebop and Rocksteady and stuff like that. But I was like, I'll go into it. That's the turtles. I love the turtles. And we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 unofficially. Then the Blu-ray actually calls it that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time, which was the title of the video game, not the movie, but eventually this got labeled as Turtles in Time. And you could see that this was suffering from the curse of diminishing returns. The budget didn't look that big, even though they constructed a set full of Japanese village. And the costumes didn't look that cool for the turtles. But some money went into it because they had the samurai suits and the sprawling epic countryside locations and everything. Elias Koteas comes back as Casey Jones with short hair. And he plays a dual role of like himself and his ancestor in Japan. And the actress that played April in the second one comes back because for this one, and I like that actress. I don't know what she did after this one, but I like her in the Turtles. And the only thing that I will concede is that the villain sucks. Walker is a human villain, and he's trying to manipulate the Japanese warlord. And people are trying to revolt against him because of it. And the story's kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. So you could tell it kind of flounders. I don't hate it. A lot of people hate this movie. This is just a case of it being disappointing. I have that, and I found this at a dollar store, a sealed copy of Part 3 because. Why not own a sealed copy of a movie? Just as a backup in case your main movie gets scratched or damaged. I have thought about upgrading and buying the Blu-ray of each one of these. I know they don't have that many special features, because I've seen them. They don't have any special features to really mention, but I would like to buy the Blu-rays for the collection. After this, if memory serves me right, they released the Coming Out of Their Shell Tours VHS. I don't think that's ever gotten a DVD release. At least I've never seen a DVD release for the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. And then they did a Turtle Christmas. Those suck. The costumes look horrible, and you have the turtles singing, trying to sing music in the Coming Out of the Turtles tour, and then Turtle Christmas. They adapted Christmas songs with Turtles themes, like something like that. It's not good, but I don't own those. So if I ever come across them, I might actually have to look for them at my parents' house. I'm pretty sure there's a box of old movies and VHSs that I still have with them somewhere. So I would like to go over those and see if I have, because I know we got the Turtle Christmas one at Burger King or Pizza Hut, but I'll have to check. I don't know if my parents got rid of all the VHSs, but after the Coming Out of Their Shells tour, Saban got the rights. Saban, who makes the Power Rangers, got the rights to the Turtles, and that they released a ill-fated one-season only series called Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, and I consider it a sequel to this because they're in the same layer. Splinter and the Turtles kind of look the same. They just gave them an updated look, and that's this thing. This experiment on the turtles that everyone hated. But as a turtle fans, I dug. The costumes don't look as good as they did in the first one. I would say they look on par with the third one and better than coming out of their shells. And the big thing about this one is that they introduced the fifth turtle, Venus de Milo, which I thought was a good idea. Because, why not have a female turtle? As the story goes that there were originally 5 turtles, but one, after the ooze fell on them, one got separated and was adopted by a Chinese mystic art kind of guy. And then the remaining 4 turtles were found by Splinter. So she got trained in martial arts. So when the Dragon Lord, this ancient mythical dragon beast, came back, Venus de Milo was the only one that could try to stop him, but she needed help, and she went to look for the turtles. They're brothers. And they kind of got around the whole weird thing with Venus de Milo, because in an episode they revealed that they're not blood brothers. They're brothers in the sense that they were raised together, but they're not like blood relatives. Like they didn't come from the same mother, so that's how they could kind of get away with each one of the turtles trying to woo Venus de Milo, because she's not their actual blood sister. So that was kind of weird. But they got rid of the Shredder, who looked kind of lame in this one. The Dragon Lord, the design for the Dragon Lord I thought was pretty cool, but this was not well received at all. Everyone did not like this. Again, I liked it. It was new Turtles media, and it was live action Turtles media, and the episodes weren't debatably not that good, but I still like it. I still like this one. And this is Volume 1. I don't own Volume 2. I've never come across Volume 2. The only thing I've been able to find is this one, this single release that has the crossover with the Power Rangers, because since both properties were owned by Saban Entertainment, they did a crossover with Power Rangers in space. So they had the turtles were brainwashed by a bad guy, and they were going to fight the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers break the spell, and then they team up to fight the bad guys. So yeah, that happened. But I still like. I would like to get Volume 2 to complete the set. Then they released this sequel to the. They ignore the Next Mutation, so this is a sequel to Part 3, and it's called TMNT. And this one has these ancient creatures coming back to life, and then they're being hunted out by the Stone Warriors. And Patrick Stewart plays the bad guy, who later turns out to be a good guy. And this is really good. I really liked it. The style is different, but I still dug it. It's also pretty dark. It has a really cool fight between Leonardo and Raphael, and it has Casey Jones, has April, has Splinter. They do reference the Foot Clan. Karai is introduced in this as the leader of the Foot Clan, and she kind of hints at the end that the Shredder might be back. But they never follow up on this, which kind of sucks. But this was pretty cool. I liked it. I really liked this. Then the cartoons were released, but years later, they released. A lot of people were upset about this because Michael Bay was going to produce a new Turtles movie, but he was going to go a different route. They weren't going to be mutant turtles. They were going to be space turtles. And everyone hated that idea, and I was one of them. Like, no, they're not Transformers, dude. You can't pull off space turtles, you idiot. So after a lot of backlash, they decided that they were going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, turtles mutated by something, and they were going to go ahead with the original concept of the turtles, not the space turtles that they were going to do. And we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have the Blu-ray DVD combo pack here, and this is interesting. It has Megan Fox, who was in the first 2 Transformers, playing April O'Neil. I didn't much care for her portrayal of April O'Neil. She wasn't bad, but I don't know, something that didn't click there. And the Turtles didn't really feel like brothers. They looked really weird. I'm not gonna lie. They looked like these hulking. It's like they really already had the design for the alien idea, and they just adapted a couple of things. The only scene that really felt like the Turtles was where they were in the elevator. They were already geared up to fight the Shredder, and then they start playing music. That felt like a Turtles moment. And then at the end where they're fighting the Shredder, also felt like the Turtles moment. But the Shredder in this one looks weird. You can tell that there was a lot of last minute redesigns for this, and I didn't hate it. I actually got a nice nostalgia kick because I went to see this with my brothers, and we dug it, but we all can see that it had some issues. But they announced a sequel, and I was looking forward to that. That one was announced that they were going to go ahead and introduce Krang, Bebop and Rocksteady, and Casey Jones. And I also went to see this one with my brothers, and that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. And I like this one a lot more than the first one. This one does feel more like a Turtles movie. They kind of do get the vibe of the Turtles. It also has Baxter Stockman, played by Tyler Perry. So, yeah, but this one feels more like a Turtles movie. Not because of Bebop and Rocksteady, because the Turtles interact a little bit more like brothers in this one, which I dug. I dug the dynamic of the Turtles in this one a lot more than in the first one. Bebop and Rocksteady are okay. Seamus plays Rocksteady, and they're kind of goofy. I mean, Bebop and Rocksteady were kind of goofy, but they went too goofy on this one, and they had this weird fixation at looking at their junk and being like, dude. So that was weird. And they made the Shredder into a little pushover in this one. I wasn't a fan of that. I didn't like how they downgraded the Shredder. Krang looked okay. He looked really cool. The original voice actor didn't come back, and the one they got was okay. The suit looked weird, but they introduced the Turtle Band, which I thought was cool. And they use it. And again, really, really cool action scenes. I like this one a lot more than the first one. Yeah, I would recommend this one the best. But, yeah. So yeah, that was the last of the Turtles physical media that I own. There's no talks of another Turtles movie, unfortunately. The last Turtles movie that I saw was The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie on Netflix. I would love to own that in physical media, but Netflix is notorious for not releasing their stuff in physical media, so I don't think I'll be able to own that unless I find a bootleg that someone burned. I would like to own it. I would literally like to give Netflix my money for a physical copy of it, but I don't think they're going to do it, so as of now, this is the last movie in physical media that's been released, and the last one that I own. So yeah, what do you think of the Turtles? Did you grow up with either version of the Turtles? The 80s version, the early 2000s, the 2012, the movies? If you would be so kind, leave a comment on what you think of the Turtles. If you don't care for the Turtles, that's fine. If you have nostalgic memories of the Turtles, and did you also go through the horrible, horrible pain of the coming out of their shells tour? Or do you not even remember that? I would greatly appreciate a comment and let me know what your experience or what your relationship was with the Turtles. Did you just collect the toys? Maybe I'll do a toy collection video for that later on. So let me know. Leave a comment. Leave a like if you like what you see. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be a DVD pickup video. But until then, please stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.